What's up, little rebels? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is me, Amber Nye. Today I have a really great video for you. We're going to do a live reaction to a team call for Kim Fitzpatrick's team. So yeah, I haven't watched any of this, but that's what is on the docket today. And what we'll be talking about, I'm going to break that down as we're watching it together, just to comment with my experience and my opinions on their behavior and the claims that they are making, because I was a Beachbody coach for 5 years, so I know the ins and outs of this, and I just want to make sure that you all are able to spot those red flags and the caution tape before these coaches and these MLM reps can, hook you with that false promise of being your own boss and designing your own life, when really they are preying on your vulnerabilities. So bullying here, do not seek these people out on their social medias. I'm not going to be blocking out faces or anything, because they all do have public profiles and they consider themselves public figures, but do not go out of your way to be mean to them. Okay. Oh, and I'm going no makeup for you guys here today, but I'm going to do a little eye mask and do a little self-care while I listen to this absolute flaming pile of hot garbage that flows from these women's mouths. So let's get right into it, shall we?
I see. Oh, thanks, Jane. I see cats. Okay. Natasha, are you on?
Yes, I'm on.
There she is. Amazing. Okay, guys, I am super excited. I'm going to be hosting tonight's call. This is week 3 of our 4-week series. We wrap it up next week. And we had this idea sitting around the pool at Autumn's retreat, where it was the top earners in the company from the gut protocol. And we knew that you needed to hear this wisdom. Like, if we could have implanted all of us into our poolside tops, like at one point we were all like, how did you do that? Can you tell us more about how? And then that's when we're like, we gotta expand this out to our team. So really excited for tonight. We're gonna hear from Kat. We're gonna hear from Natasha. We're gonna hear, from Hailey. And I'm really excited to kick this off. Tonight, I think what's the best and the most valuable is actually just hearing right from these incredible women, their stories, how they're building their business, how they earned that retreat. Every single person as well that's talking tonight is totally different, which I love. And I'm excited to dive into this and then ask some specific questions after you just get on and share your story. Now, guys, these are seasoned coaches, and I'm super excited. Natasha right now is currently the #1 coach in the freaking network, so congratulations to you and your team. Hailey, are you 4 or 5? 5 and locked, 2-time top 10 team, and super, I'm assuming, because it's happening, and just incredible. And Kat, an elite team, just crushing it over there. Can't wait to hear from you and your team. So guys, like, I know I'm number 4 right now. It's always moving. I don't know. But anyway, really excited to hear from these incredible women tonight. So I hope you've got paper, pen, you're ready to take notes, you're ready to lean in, you're ready to listen, because what I've learned the most is that things that happen are in between these calls, where you're learning these nuggets from these women. So I'm going to kick it over to Kat to kick us off. And yeah, we didn't plan this. Sorry, but I'm looking right at you, Kat.
Seat of my pants, baby. Seat of my pants.
Hailey and Tash. All right?
Great. So, first of all, I am so honored to be here. Needless to say, it was incredible to earn my spot in the gut health retreat. It was absolutely incredible. The most incredible part of all of that was my personal journey and getting the results that I got from gut health. And we can't ever forget that, guys. You can't ever forget that that's where it starts, right? But then to be in the pool, literally in the pool with these mind-blowing women, it's just incredible. And one thing I love about our business is just being surrounded by these incredible, I know guys are there too, we know we give that to them, but it's the women for me that lift each other up and pour into each other and share and help each other. So, I think that if I wanted to talk a little bit about how did I get to the gut health retreat, guys, I hustled hard, and I do want to share one thing. I love that, Kim, thank you. Like, Kat's got it together. I don't feel like that, guys. I just want you to feel okay if you don't feel like that, because I feel mostly like I'm a hot mess. Like, I'm missing deadlines. I'm pretty sure, the launch, I'm like, what am I doing? But I do my best every single day. And the thing that I always come back to is that, we need to just do our job. And that means that if you are really diligent about pouring into connecting authentically and really helping people, but there is a balance in that. You can do it with your whole heart, but you have to keep your foot on the gas. You can't just pretend this business is magically going to happen if you just talk about how awesome it is every day. You actually have to do the actions that get you to the business side of it. And, I'm kind of all over the map right now. Tasha and Hailey and I were talking about things that we would want to hear. And one of that is that you do have to hustle hard, but there is a way to balance this business. And, I think it gets overwhelming for a lot of us all the time in terms of like, how do I balance the business? Where do I draw the line? So a couple things that I wanted to share is that, I do really always, I am full on in my business, head down, just making it happen. I don't pay a lot of attention to the rank. I think it was kind of just said, I didn't even know there was a contest, guys, for gut health. I was just crushing it and sharing it and going for it and doing everything I could. But when it was time to launch that, I stayed up.
Hang on a second here. Hang on a second. Kat, why are you lying? You're literally best friends with Autumn, and you didn't know that there was a contest for the 4-week gut health protocol retreat, and whoever sold the most challenge packs got to go. You didn't know, but you're best friends with the program creator. Come on, give me a break. Give me a freaking break. Give me a freaking break. Okay.
Stayed up till 2 a.m. sending out those share cards. I was up early doing all the phone calls and doing what I needed to do. But then there's a time when I let that go, right? So I will be full on, but then I put the phone down. You have to put the phone down sometimes, because if you don't manage this business, you will get overwhelmed and you will end up resenting the business. And the reality is you're in control of this. So you decide if you're in control of it or not. When someone messages you, you can easily say to them, hey, listen, I'm busy right now. I'll get back to you tomorrow morning. Right? So that is something that you just need to understand, is that you are actually in control of this business. But on the same side of that, if you want this business to grow, you are in control of this business, right? So on both sides of that, you're in control of managing it and managing the time and not letting it overrun your life, being intentional about the time that you're spending, right? So one thing I sit down, don't forget, guys, this is a business. So one great thing that helped me kind of separate my heart and not feeling hurt and getting a tougher skin in this business is I just go after the business and get people to sign up with me. And that for me is business. If someone isn't willing to sign on with a total solution pack with me, I don't take them on. I literally will not take a customer. Because if they're going to come into me, they're going to come in at 100%. We're going to get it done and we're going to get them help, right? That is just very business. I am doing the stories, I'm doing the calls to action, I've got that form and I'm checking it all the time. That I don't take personally. My heart comes in my bot group. That's where I will share my heart, because I needed to manage not getting upset when someone wouldn't step up as a customer, right? When I wasn't like hitting my SC that I wanted or something like that. I had to separate from that emotionally. And when I started treating that like a business and showing up like it was a business, it changed. That's when it started happening for me. So
okay.
Get the business done. Get the business done. And
I mean, so much for wanting to help people get healthier, right? But if you're not going to sign up for the total solution pack with Kat, she's not going to take you on as a customer. She's not. But it's not about the money, right? It's not about rank advancing, or it's about the customers, right? It's about the customers and helping people. Wow. Okay. Well, let's continue.
Understand that there is a balance of absolutely putting your whole heart into it and getting all that love and all that good feeling, but pour that into the people who are already there for you. Pour that into your customers. Help them be successful. But when it's time to do your business, you sit down and you do your business, and you do it at 1,000%. And then you decide when to say, that's enough for today. I'm going to go be with my family, right? And be intentional about that too. We were talking a little bit in our little chat the other day, like, there are times when this business is really hot, right? At a launch, you just have to know that time you have to put aside. And that's when you say to your family, hey, look, I'm in launch mode for the next 3 days. I'm going to be all in. Honey, I need you to help with the kids. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. And get yourself prepared so that you have the time that you need, right? So, there is a time, and, I look at these amazing coaches. I mean, look at the people we get to talk to today, but they've been doing this.
But like you don't do that, Kat. Like you literally couldn't even stop working when you were out of the country on vacation in, like, well, where'd they go? Like Costa Rica or something. She couldn't even get off like her hustle while on vacation. I don't know about y'all, but if I'm going on vacation, I'm disconnecting. I'm like totally relaxing, zenning out. Same goes to husband. On vacation. I ain't taking a work call. This isn't time freedom, it's location freedom, okay?
In launch mode for the next 3 days. I'm going to be all in. Honey, I need you to help with the kids. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. And get yourself prepared so that you have the time that you need, right? So, there is a time, and, I look at these amazing coaches. I mean, look at the people we get to talk to today, but they've been doing this business for 9 years, 11 years, 12 years. I've been doing this for 3 years, but really only 2, like all in. And I love that we heard from our other ladies who haven't been in that long, a year, right? So their systems are much more automated. You have to decide what you can do and what you can't do. If you look at my stories, there are no graphics, 0. I don't have time, can't figure it out yet. I will get there, I am sure, but I actually do not follow my friends during launch time. I feel like a complete loser when I'm launching and I'm looking at, Christina, and I'm looking at Tasha, and I'm looking at Kim and Tanya, and they're just crushing it. And if I just get into my head, I really undo myself. So I don't do that. I just do what I know how to do, but that is work really, really hard and be intentional about it. And so anyway, I'm kind of all over the map there, but I hope someone got something out of that. But Kim, that's just kind of a quick, go all in, but protect yourself by being intentional about what you're doing. But don't expect to build a 6-figure business if you don't start treating it like a business. Get to work.
Get to work.
Damn, that was awesome, Kat. Appreciate you so much. Hailey,
okay,
you're up. I'm so excited. I miss you. Hailey and I just got to spend time together.
Okay, like that, I mean, how pretentious of Kat. One, to say that if someone's not gonna like buy a challenge pack first order with her, that she's not going to take them on as a customer. I just, two, she makes it sound like, oh, she's been in this 3 years. She got here so easy, but you want to know how she got here so easy? Is because she's already been established in Beachbody. She's been the modifier in 21 Day Fix and all of Autumn's programs since this 21 Day Fix came out. So she has that proximity to Autumn that she uses to her advantage to grow her following and get people to join her team, because they think if they, you know, get in close with Kat, then that would get them in close with Autumn and maybe some of the other super trainers, and get them their 15 minutes of fame and helps them to grow their business. So it's just, okay. Kat, she used to be so different, so likable. Now that she's like up Autumn's ass all the time, she's just completely changed. I don't know, it's just disappointing to me. But let's move on to Miss Hailey, okay? Hee haw Hailey, as people like to call her.
On the top 10 trip, and it was amazing. I miss eating pizza beside you.
I know this is like a tease. Like, I love to see your face on Zoom, but it's also a tease. I'm like, I really miss you people.
Later for me tonight.
Yes, Summit is so soon. But hello, guys. So I am just going to kind of chat kind of on that same topic of, you know, how did I get to where I am? Because when I started coaching, I was doing cosmetology. And if anyone knows cosmetology, when you first start off, you don't leave the chair. Growing a clientele was, if you're not at work, you can't be making money. So I would get to work at about 8:30, 9 a.m. and I would leave at about 7 p.m. So I was at the salon Monday through Saturday. You know, you're working when other people aren't. So lots of hours. And I found a way to grow my Beachbody business to go full time in about a 3-year time span of doing that. So how did I do it? You guys, there's no secret sauce. None of us, Natasha and I, Kim being the top 10, we don't have a secret sauce, okay? We put in the work. We put in the work, we have our goals, we have our visions, and we match our actions with that. And I committed to the business activity tracker like I did committing to brushing my teeth every day. I never made it an option, okay? Those boxes on the business activity tracker did not go unchecked before I laid my pillow down, or I laid my head on my pillow at night. I don't care how busy I was that day at the salon, I found a way to make it work. So that meant I started setting my alarm an hour earlier in the morning. I started getting up, doing my workout, sharing my breakfast, sharing my virtual gym, sharing my workout clips. And you guys, that's a quarter of coaching right there, is being proof of the programs, okay? So that's how I made that work. I knew like the first month of doing Beachbody programs, you guys starting Beachbody, I was a person that said, I'm not a morning person. I'll never be a morning person. You can't make me a morning person. I can't get up to work out. It ain't gonna happen. And I found that after a long day at the salon, driving home at 7:30 at night, I thought of all the reasons on a half-hour drive home of why I couldn't do my workout and why I didn't want to. And so my consistency was crap. So I had to give myself a gut check. I said, Hailey, you're not consistent. What needs to change? And I said, I need to just get it done in the morning. It's not my thing. It's not enjoyable for me, but I need to make a choice. Do I want to get results? Do I want to be consistent in these programs? Do I want to make a business out of it? Or do I not? And so I started setting my alarm clock an hour earlier. I started going to bed a little earlier, and I'd get up. I did my 30-minute workout. I shared what I did. I shared my morning routine of doing it. And here I am. Mornings are my favorite time of my day. So you can change if that is something that you struggle with too, you can change, okay? But that helped my business, okay? That helped my business when I started getting up an hour earlier, because while I sat there and ate my breakfast and drank my Energize, I did half of my back before my day even started. I would invite people. I would make connections. I would, write my post out for the day. I would do a few things before I even got to my workout. And then
at like 5 in the morning, y'all.
My clips, I would post them.
Messaging people at 5 in the morning.
Okay, I went to the salon. That's when my phone was down. I would go to the salon. I would do my clients, and then lunch break came. I would take my lunch to my car, and I had my bat in my passenger seat, and I had a half hour, and I would do boxes. I would sit there and eat my lunch. I'd get on social media. I'd get on Instagram, let people know how my day was going, let them know what I was having for lunch, eating cold baked sweet potatoes and carrots and mustard. I'd get on TikTok, make some TikToks. I would catch up with messages. I would send some invites. I would do some follow-ups, and I'd go back into the salon. My phone was down. Could be on my phone. Then,
I'm sorry, but but she posted a picture of this like same meal on her stories the other night. I'll share it. But a cold baked sweet potato and carrots with mustard sounds like literal sadness. I mean, you can't even warm the sweet potato up. Girl. What a sad, just like disappointing life to live, to like eat just disappointing meals and have your life revolve around your hustle and your side business. Like any time off, all you're doing is just completely enveloping yourself in this company and making it like your whole life and personality. And that's just not, I mean, it's alarming, right? And I can say that now as someone who was there and doing all that stuff. So, okay, let's continue with Hailey.
And you guys, if there was even a time, I vividly remember this, and I share this a lot, so if you've heard this before, I remember I had a half-hour break from work, and I quick went to the car wash. And I was sitting in the car wash line, and I had like 3 cars in front of me, so I was just sitting there. I could have scrolled Instagram for that 20 minutes that I was waiting. I did my best. I invited 25 people in that car wash waiting line.
Casually mentioned she's better than you.
That's how dedicated I was to my bat and my business. Okay, so you've got to time manage, and you got to make sacrifices. I am not one of those coaches that I'm going to sit here and tell you that I don't grind, that I don't make sacrifices. Okay, I would find, then I'd get home at night. And if we had a call like this, just like I am right now, my husband and my son are sitting out there watching TV. Would I love to be sitting and having family time? Yes. But you know what? I'm running a 6-figure business right now because I treat it like a 6-figure business. So this is a half hour out of my week right now that I dedicated to my business, that I'm doing what I want to help my people. And guess what? Those 2 people, my family sitting on the couch out there, are getting the benefits of me being right here, right now.
She literally ignores her child.
We have our house paid off. We just bought a pontoon. We have the time freedom to be able to do those things. And when I was down on my call as a 3-month-old coach at night, sacrificing Netflix, I had this in mind. I had this vision in mind, having a paid off house. I wasn't experiencing that at the time. So I could have been like, oh, it's not worth it. Oh, like, I'm not there yet. But you've got to put in the work before you experience those benefits. And I promise that if you keep showing up, that day will come and you will be proud AF, like I am right now, and you will find that it's so worth it, okay? So with that being said, if you want a 6-figure business, you need to treat your business like it's a 6-figure business right now.
Literally, and they also say that every time.
Do you think that if a boutique has a negative month for income that they close the doors and call it quits? No. They look at themselves, they have a gut check, and they say, okay, this isn't working, whatever we did this month, maybe we need to spend more time here. Maybe we need to run a sale we've never run before. Maybe we need to, find some different marketing, something like that, okay? You're the same, okay? It's about time that we start treating this like a business, okay? We are CEOs.
No,
need
you're
to
not.
act like a CEO.
Carl
I
is.
guarantee that people out there running six-figure business, having multiple stores open, okay? The manager of Targets, the people who are way successful in their business, they're not working for a half hour a day, okay? They're putting the time in. They're managing people. They're reaching out. And that's how we need to treat this, okay? So it's time that you ask yourself, am I actually treating this like a business? Am I actually treating this like a business it could be? And I tell my people all the time, I think so many coaches throw in the towel on their coaching journey before they get to be successful, before they have the team that they want, before they're earning the income that they want, before they have the time freedom that they want, because this is a business where you don't feel the rewards as you're putting in the work. You feel the rewards months after you've put in the work. And that's really discouraging to some people. A lot of people just want the rewards right away. A lot of people just want the benefits right away. This business is not like that, okay? This business is a slow-moving business, I believe. This business is something where you've got to put on your 2-year vision. But I can promise you, and I'm looking every single one of you in the face right now, that if you stick with it for 2 years, if you complete your bat every day for 2 years, you will have the business, the time freedom, and the income that you want. And you're going to have months where you want to give up. You're going to have months where you want to throw in the towel. You're going to have months where you want to completely just say this isn't worth it. But I have 2 things for that. Number 1 is that you're going to be a challenger anyway. You love these programs. There was a day that you messaged your coach thriving as a challenger and you wanted to share what you loved. You need to be that person even in your coaching journey. I wake up as a challenger first every single day, because if I'm not thriving as a challenger, this journey is not enjoyable. But if I'm thriving as a challenger, if people quit, if I lose rank, if someone says no, if I don't hit Success Club, I'm still thriving as a challenger, and I'm going to continue to share what I love. And that's what's important, and that's what's going to keep you 8 years from now. And number 2 is that you are different. 70% of people will throw in the towel before they hit their goals in this business. You are not 70%, you are 30. You are going to be a successful CEO. You're going to have the ranks that you want. You're going to walk across the stage at Summit. And you need to make that decision, and you need to put in the sacrifices that are going to get you there. And I promise you, it's going to be so worth it.
So inspiring, Hailey. She makes it sound so easy, doesn't she?
First of all, that was incredible. Hailey, the chat is blowing up. I think, what's powerful as somebody that has a team, right? And I've been in this business almost 8 years. There are things that Hailey just said that I sometimes can't say to my team because they've heard it too many times from me. But when they hear it from one other person, or they hear it from Kat, or they hear it from Tosh, so to speak, it is totally different. So I hope what you heard, that gut check, that truth love, it's not tough love, it's truth. It's truth love. It's ownership. And I hope that you took that to heart, and maybe you rewatch that part. Hailey, I'd like to rewatch part of that every morning on my motivational tracks. Check the boxes, be a challenger. And this isn't rocket science, but it's stuff that needs to be repeated, and it's really important. So Hailey, you nailed that. I appreciate that so much, guys. Also too, Tasha's gonna go, but if you've got questions for any one of the three of the speakers tonight, please drop them in the chat and I'll facilitate Q&As after we hear from #1 coach in the network.
Let's see what Tasha has to
Yay.
say.
Okay, I'm like fired
Miss
up.
Watch Me Lose 100
So I
pounds.
can go get back to work. But I am pretty much going to share what they just shared. You know, what has helped me most in this business. And I think for a lot of people, I mean, myself included, when I started coaching, I was desperate to have success. When I signed up, my husband was working 2 jobs. And I literally told my coach, I have 1 month to earn a paycheck or else I have to quit and go back to my full-time job, because we were in so much debt, and like we were getting ourselves into more and more debt every single month that I'm like, I literally cannot afford the $15.95 coaching fee if I can't make money back. And so my very first month, you know, while I said that, I also had the mindset of, I'm not going to let myself fail. I will do whatever it takes, because even though it's scary being vulnerable and posting on social media, my daughter is worth it. She is worth stepping outside of my comfort zone if it means I can be home with her. That was what I was working for, and that's what got me to do the scary things. Luckily, my first month, I did earn back that $15.95 coaching fee, insert income disclaimer, plus a lot more. But I wasn't willing to let myself fail, and I just went in, I did the new coach training, and I implemented everything that I learned, and I got to this point where, you know, I hit Diamond, and I hung out at Diamond for a very long time, and I was like, I want to be 2-star, I want to be elite, but I wasn't exactly sure of what to do. And kind of like what Kim just said, you know, we're giving you tough love because we love you. You know, I wish I had someone who came to me and said, Tasha, you need to do X, Y, and Z to be successful. I'm not being mean, but that's what you have to do. Are you willing to go do it? So we are telling you, like, point blank, this is what you have to do if you want success in this business. And for so long, I would stalk all of these other top coaches on Instagram, and I'd say, what are they posting? What are they doing? How can I, like, maybe I should do a post like that. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should try that. And I was looking at everyone else. And I think one of the biggest learning lessons that I had was, you know, when I got asked to be in my very first test group, which was Lift 4. And that was, at that time, I had literally just hit 2-star Diamond. And that year, I think that was the first year I hit elite. And it was when I did that program that I realized, you know, what the secret is. And it's because I put on my blinders. I stopped looking at people on social media, and I committed to my journey, and I started sharing my story. I didn't care what everyone else was saying or what they were doing. I just was like, you know what? Kind of like what Hailey says, show up as a challenger first. I figured out, what is my goal? What am I working towards? You know, our very first vital behavior is number 1 for a reason. Be proof the products work. That doesn't mean show up every day and drink your Shakeology and use your Energize and work out. It means get freaking results. If you have results to get, you need to be working on getting those results, because that is what proves to people this actually works. Why would anyone want to do this with you? You know, and all of us have different goals. All of us have like different physical goals. You know, if you follow me, I've lost 100 pounds. There are a lot of coaches who still have insane success, who have never lost a single pound, but they know what they are working for. And that is the story that they are sharing. Maybe you're sharing the story of how you're a mom of 3, like getting a 6-pack of abs. You know, that's not what I want to do. Like what I wanted to share was weight loss, and that was my story, and that's the story that I shared. And, you know, I asked myself, there was a point where I said, you know what, Tasha, would you...
Again, here we go with the diet culture, the always focusing on thinness and weight loss. This is Beachbody's bread and butter, and this is how they make their money, by preying on your vulnerabilities that you have with your body. You know, every single post that Tasha leads with, whether it be on her TikTok or her Instagram, it's watch me lose 100 pounds. Watch me lose X amount of pounds.
Who signed up with you? If you told everyone you were on your journey to lose 100 pounds and it took you a month to lose 2, would you sign up with yourself? No, I probably wouldn't. I would want to sign up with someone who was actually getting results, who was staying on track, who had a positive mindset. Like, Obviously, yes,
Okay,
I was
but
still
wait.
getting the results, but doing it in a healthy.
But wait, did she not just say that there are plenty of coaches who have had success who haven't lost any weight? But yet she says, would you want to sign up with someone who's not getting the results? What? They continue to just contradict
Because here's the
themselves
thing.
over and over.
If you are actually following a program to a T, if you are following containers or the Plate It method and doing a workout program, you are going to get really incredible results. So stick to a program 100%. And if you have never done that before, I want to challenge you to do that and share every step of the way. What is your goal that you're working towards? Tell people, tell them what your goal is. You know, I was 234 pounds and I told people I'm going to lose 100 pounds. They followed me for over a freaking year watching me get to this goal, and they were so invested. And I shared my first pound loss, my first 5 pounds, my first 10 pounds,
Again,
my first 20, 50,
focusing
80.
on the weight loss
They
and
watched
being
the whole
thin.
thing and they saw it didn't happen overnight. You know, I hear a lot of times people say, I don't have results yet, I can't share anything. Here's the truth. If you have actually 100% stuck to a program for 3 days, you have results. You have something that has changed. Maybe your shirt's a little looser. Maybe you have more energy. Heck, maybe you went a whole week and you stayed on track for 1 weekend and you've never done that before. That's results. Results don't always have to be physical, but you need to be sharing all of that because that is how you are proof that these products actually work. The other thing that has really helped me have success in this business is consistency. Because your business today is a result of what you did 6 months ago. If you're not hitting Success Club today, you need to ask yourself, what was I doing 6 months ago? And same thing now, I want you to think about that. How powerful is that? If you are working to grow a business, the work that you do today, you are going to see the result from that 6 months from now. If you are, or 3 to 6 months, I would say. So what's 3 to 6 months from now is the end of summer. What should you be sharing now? You know, I always tell my team this. They've probably heard it a million times, and if they're on there, you're going to hear it again because it's true. People don't sign up when you want them to. They sign up when they are ready. How many of you guys had
after
in your
you've
journey,
harassed them
you had some type of
relentlessly for
breaking
months?
point where, you know, maybe you wanted to lose weight, but it wasn't until this one moment where you're like, you know what? I'm freaking tired of wanting to lose weight and I'm actually going to go do it. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to put in the hard work. Has anyone ever experienced that moment? Okay, so your job is to be here when all of your followers have that breaking point. You are going to inspire them along the way. You know, it was probably a good year that I was like, I want to lose weight. I tried all the quick fixes, but I wasn't actually ready to commit. But the day that I was ready to commit, I was ready. I was like, I'm all in. I'm going to do this. I don't care how long it takes. I need to have results, which is why you need to be consistent and know that the work you are doing now, people are watching you. You are attracting your customers in July, August, September, October, right now. And this business takes time. It takes a lot of time to be successful. So I want you to plan on being here a year from now. You know, there was a time, I'm not sure if you know my story, but my husband used to be a police officer. And, you know, I was kind of doing Beachbody as a hobby before that. And it helped us, him be able to quit his second job. But when he became a police officer, I remember this moment where I walked, I was tucking my daughter into bed. It was his very first shift. He had just graduated the academy and he was working a night shift. And Gretchen was like, where's dad? She knew that he had graduated the academy. And dad's working. He works at night. He works from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So he's going to get you out of bed in the morning. You'll have breakfast together. That will be your time with dad. And I literally walked out of her room and I stopped dead in my tracks. And I was like, what if my husband doesn't come home? What if he doesn't get to get my daughter out of bed? And that was my moment where I was like, I need to actually do this. I need to put in the effort. I see other coaches earning a full-time income, retiring their spouses. And if they can do it, why can't I do it? And it was all my mindset. I had a vision for what I wanted. When I had my third baby, my husband retired as an officer. And he has been home with us ever since, which is so amazing. He missed all of our first kids, like he missed all of their first steps, their first laugh, their first word, all of that. He was never there for any of it. And he's been here for all of that with Claire, and hopefully, our soon to be our fourth baby. I just announced that today. I'm pregnant. But he gets to be there for all of that. And it's so funny because like literally he'll say things to me. I mean, I basically raised our first two kids. I was with them all the time, and he's just like, it's so weird having like a little tiny human running around our house because our daughter's almost two. And I'm like, yeah, that's what it's like having a little kid. Like, it's crazy, but it's so cool that he is here for that. And you know, yes, you can look at it as like you're sacrificing now for what you are building in the future and what kind of life you want for yourself, and the freedom that we have now because of it. Like, yeah, we don't have a typical 9-to-5 job. Sometimes we're on calls. I mean, it's 8, almost 9 o'clock for some of you guys. But how cool is it that like you could take the whole morning off and work at night? You get to dictate your own schedule. Which the next thing I want to talk about is setting boundaries, because literally my biggest pet peeve is when I have a coach quit and they say to me, like, Beachbody took over my life. Like, when I first started hearing that, I don't know, I never heard that from people or have felt that way. When I first had that, somebody told me that, I took it so personal. But then I had this moment where it's like, no, Beachbody doesn't take over your life. You let Beachbody take over your life. You are in control of how you spend your time. Beachbody's not telling you to go send invites. You are doing it because you have a goal and have a vision, where it's really important that you have your effort needs to be aligned with your goals. If you have this big, huge goal to hit a 6-figure income, be an elite coach, your effort has to be up here. Yeah, it might feel like Beachbody is taking over your life sometimes, but you are working for something bigger. Like, you need to have that alignment. If you're just wanting to do this to earn a couple $100 a month, like, yeah, you could do 1 to 2 hours a day, and that can be sufficient. But you can't have the expectation that you can build this kind of business with this type of effort. It has to be aligned. But it's also important to have boundaries.
The gaslighting with the toxic positivity is strong today.
Sometimes it's really easy to let Beachbody take over our lives because we all love it so much. I mean, I love what I do. I love being on social media. I love helping people. I love being on my groups. I love doing these calls. But I had to start setting actual boundaries. One thing I do that I highly recommend for everyone is take at least 1 day a week completely off. Completely off of social media, completely off of work. If you guys notice, I have not posted on Instagram on Sunday for over a year.
Okay, I mean, only 1 day a week off? Really? When you work from home and set your own schedule, 1 day completely off? What? That's not, I thought this was about doing as much work in as little time as possible. What do you mean only 1 day off? What do you mean, Tasha? Are you saying the quiet part out loud right now? Okay. Oh, wow.
A year and a half. And I still have a very successful business. I decided, you know what? I'm not going to put pressure on myself to post every single day. This is my family day. This is my day off. And I have to honor that boundary. There are times when things happen on Sunday or I'm like looking really good for church and I'm like, I really want to post this on my stories. But I say, no, you set this boundary. If you want to post it tomorrow, because this is family time. So it's really important, just like you carve time out for this business, you need to carve time out for your family too, and make sure that they still know they're a priority. Because if you're working to build
only 1 day a week, though, just one day.
But your family also deserves that undivided attention.
Only 1 day a week.
You are, if you're watching TV at night, you don't even have your phone on you, because even if you're scrolling and you're not talking, like, people still notice that you're not there, you're not present. It's really important to set those boundaries and not just set them, but actually honor them and stick to them. I tell my coaches, they can text me, but I tell them I don't answer my text messages on the weekend. I see them come in, but I don't answer them, because nothing is like a life or death situation that they need to get from me. And what's kind of funny is a lot of them figure out, like, oh, I can figure this out on my own. I don't need Tasha. But I always get back to them on Monday. But it's really important to have that boundary. And it also shows your team and your coaches that they should set those boundaries too. So now you are not having coaches quit on you saying, Beachbody took over my life. What kind of example are you setting for them? I think, was there anything else I wanted to say? Whew. I have like no, this is the one room in my house where there's no AC and like my butt is literally sweating right now. Oh, the last thing I'm gonna end this with is, you know, a lot of times like when coaches wanna be successful, you end up like feeling like you are chasing that next success plug point in that next person. But really, it always comes back to the vital behaviors and yourself. But whenever you feel like you are struggling, I promise, go rededicate yourself to a program, go get 100% on track. Because when you do that, when you're doing your personal development, when you're doing your workout, when you're getting results, guess what happens? It is so easy to come up with content. It is so easy to think of things to post. It is so easy to be inspirational. It is so easy to attract other people. You're actually getting results and people want to do this with you. When you focus on you, this business is easy and it's fun. So always go back to yourself and your journey and be consistent and get results. All right.
I'm writing notes, post-transformation. That was amazing. Oh my gosh. So I'm just seeing if anybody has questions in the comments, but honestly, Tasha, that was incredible. And I feel like, you know, I was really nervous going to this retreat. I don't know that that's like surprising to some of you that know me, but I was nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, first of all, I've never met all of these incredible women. I don't know who they all are. I hadn't been able to spend face-to-face time with them. I knew them, but I hadn't been able to connect with them. And I literally called Jamie in the airport and was like, I'm nervous. Maybe I shouldn't have come. This is so crazy. And at the same time, Jess Dukes messaged me and was like, hey, do you need a ride from the airport? I'm meeting Tasha in the airport. We can like pick you up and take you. And I immediately felt all my fears of like imposter syndrome and not included syndrome go away. And what I learned about all of the women there is that all of us have, whether it be insecurities or fear or that comparison or, oh my gosh, like we all experience that. None of us are immune to that. But what I want to tell you happened at that retreat is all of us leveled each other up and we all raised each other up. And that's what this network is. And that's what this team is. Nobody looked at each other's social media thinking they weren't worthy or whether or not they could do this or not. We got to work getting to know each other, learning from each other, becoming friends.
But literally all three of them, Kat, Hailey, and Tasha, all said that like when it's like launch time of a new program, they don't even follow each other. They don't follow their friends, but because they don't want to see what they're doing, but it's not a competition. I swear the contradictoriness, is that a word? I don't know. Very contradictory. Sorry, my words get messed up sometimes. But let's see. This has about 20 minutes left. Oh my god. Okay, let's get to the I think they're getting to the question part, so let's see what they have to say when this team of coaches asks some questions. So hopefully we'll just see what they got going on here.
It's fun. We still have a chat going. Like, it's so fun, you know, and I want to like, keep it going even after these calls. But it's like you can make these connections with, you know, these leaders, right? Because you guys are going to see people at Summit. You're going to see people speaking on the big stages. You're going to be like, I don't know how I can do that. But you just heard that on this call from 2 of the top 10 coaches, and Kat, who's quickly climbing and ready to resign 10 and like, you know, and retired 10 and like has big, huge goals. And we want you to feel like we're all on the same playing field. Nobody got here with, like you heard, working a half an hour a day.
But that's what you preach.
But I'll tell
That's
you,
literally
sometimes
what
it's
you
hard
all
for us
preach.
to tell our own team that
Is
because
an
then it
hour
comes
a
off
day.
like we're mean, or we're pushy, or we're right. But when does it come down to you taking radical ownership to say, no, I want this, and I want the truth talks, and I want there to be more tough love, and I want you to tell the truth of how hard you work because it inspires me to do the same. Right? So I just really want to say that. So all three of you, you inspired me so much. And it was such a blessing getting to know all of us in the house because I never would have probably been able to do that without that experience. So I'm excited that we could do that together. Are there any questions? I'm trying to see if there's questions. Okay.
Hey, Kim. So one thing I would love to just throw in, speaking just kind of on the business side of it, a couple things. Like, I think that we talk about time and time management. We all talked about that. But I think one thing that a lot of coaches do, especially newer, like when we're all moving from like Emerald to Diamond, you start all this training, right? Everyone starts doing all these trainings and all these calls like this. But, you know, these calls will never ever help you if you don't take something from it and make it actionable. So after a call like this, I've already decided kind of what I will be working on based on what I got from this call, right? For me, it's the gut check. I'm going to go back. There is something I need to fix in my business. For me, I know I need to be more clear about my goals. That is what I'm going to be working on. But I'm taking that from this call. So immediately after this call, take those 1 or 2 minutes, look at your notes, and change something. You must change something in your business in order for this time to make sense and be valuable to you in your business.
I will add on to that, just to piggyback off of what Kat is saying, because it's so true. I think a lot of times, you know, we're all going to Summit soon. Hopefully, we are all going to Summit soon. But after like calls like this and going to Summit and events, like sometimes we feel overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I have to change everything in my business. I have felt that way before too. But here's the thing, you don't. And this was my mantra all of last year. And it like has completely changed everything in my life, not just my business, but messy action is better than inaction. Like if you feel overwhelmed, you're feeling overwhelmed because of inaction. So just take one thing, know you're not going to be perfect at it, and implement it, because you can always change it later on. You can always get better at it. But like Kat was saying, just like whatever your biggest takeaway is, go do that one thing. You don't have to do everything that you wrote down. Just choose one.
But that's how you're made to feel.
And do it and implement it. And maybe in a couple
To be
days,
successful,
if you feel like
you have to do all the
something
things.
else, go do something else. And then also, just like I wanted to give you guys a bonus tip because I was catching up on the chat. But like I was saying, boundaries and taking time off of social media. I literally like it's so nice. First, it's so nice because I don't even open my Instagram app on Sundays anymore. I don't post on my stories and I don't post on my feed. And actually taking a 24-hour break will increase your engagement and your story views. So if you don't post on your stories for 24 hours, you will notice your stories the next day are like the highest they will ever be for the week. And if you start your stories, like whatever day you take off, when you come back, start your stories with like a question box or a poll, and your story views will be even higher because now you have people engaging on your stories. Okay, so bonus tip for you. Like that.
She's right about that. From what I know from social media.
Hailey, anything you want to add in?
Analytics and stuff.
Yeah, sure, if you're gonna let me.
I'm coming for you, Hailey.
My God, it's so dark. It just started raining.
One last thing that I wrote down is I'm going to tell you about the time where I was like this close to throwing in the towel. I had just hit 5-star, okay, and I was like on the highest of highs in my business. And I hit Premier that year. You guys, I went from 5-star to 1-star in less than 4 months. And I mean, if you're familiar with the coaching business, that basically means that like my business went from thriving to like, I feel like there was crickets, and I felt like I was a terrible leader. I was like, I can't do this, you know, like it was just a moment where I was like, wow, I suck. That's like literally what I told myself. I was like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? And I was so ready to throw in the towel. And I didn't because, for one, I kept that statistic in my mind. Hailey, you're 30%, you're not 70. You do not have the option of throwing in the towel. And two, that I was like, what is throwing in the towel? Where is that going to take me? Nothing. But if I keep showing up, I will get somewhere. I can redo this. I can get back to having 5-star. And so then as I was thinking about that tonight, I was like, wow, you know, think of businesses of a corporate job, okay? Employees quit all the time. They maybe move. They maybe get sick. They maybe get a promotion at a different job. A CEO of a business is always going to have employees leave them, okay? Oh, geez.
You're not a CEO, Hailey.
And
Carl's the
and it's
CEO.
not on that CEO. It's on things that are going on in their personal life that they have to make the move out of the business. And so what does that CEO do? He doesn't say, oh, 3 of my employees have to move because of their husband's jobs. Okay, we're shutting down the company, I'm done. No, he says, okay, I have to refill this position. And he goes and finds someone else, and he retrains, and he helps them, and he replaces that person. And he doesn't go home and say, oh, I'm a terrible CEO, I'm out. No, he says, okay, you know, like, I built this business, I have a successful business, and I still have employees who are loving their job, and I'm providing for them, and I can go find, you know, new people. So kind of looking at it that way, your business, you are going to have people quit on you. You are going to have a time where you might gain 10 pounds in your Beachbody journey, okay? You are going to have time where you may not be where you want to be in your physical or mental or in your programs. And you are also going to be at a place where you're not where you want to be in your rank or income. But that is not a time where you throw in the towel. You just need to dive in. You need to have a gut check. And you need to say, okay, I can get where I need to be. I just need to do the things that are going to get there. And so you can always rebuild. You can always regrow. And you can always get a bomb transformation with these programs. It's all in your hands, and it's all about perspective and mindset.
I
Mindset ain't
1000%
shit,
agree,
y'all.
because a lot of times we can take those things personal and say, I suck, this isn't working, it's not going to work for me. And it's not just hate, like all of us experience that. You know, I felt like an imposter this year, you guys. I am, I think, a 4-time elite coach, and literally like the last 2 months of last year, pretty much my entire team quit, to the point where I feel I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I'm not, because of my perspective. I started this year as a diamond coach, and I have been the top coach in the network for
In which business center, though?
Because it's going to happen again this year. And I just told myself, you know what? Instead of like feeling like I suck or I'm not worthy of it, I'm like, how cool is it going to be to say I went from diamond to superstar and the #1 coach in the network in 1 year? Because I just use it as an
That's misleading, though.
growth. I looked at like what happened with my team and everything is, how can I do this better next time? What do I want to change about how I'm recruiting and training my team? How do I want to show up differently?
That's misleading, though, because she said she's 4-time elite, which to be an elite coach 4 times, that means she's got 4 separate business centers that she's opened up, that she has hit, God, what is it, 12-star diamond in each of those business centers. So even if she went to diamond in one of them, that's really not going to affect much, I don't think, because she literally has thousands of people under her. So that's just so misleading, so very misleading.
Different. And I'm like, you know what, maybe this is my opportunity to do things different and build the team that I actually want to build. And what if this is like a growth opportunity? And what is it? I love that quote. It's like, sometimes our big setbacks are just setting us up for a better comeback. Or I don't know what the exact quote is, but it's so true. It's all about your mindset. And if you are feeling like an imposter or you're not worthy, like, you're not alone. We are all doing this together. We all have those setbacks, and you always constantly need to be building and doing the vital behaviors. Because if you look at Any coach in this business that is successful, it does not matter how long they are coaching, they are successful because they still to this day are doing the vital behaviors. That is why. I mean, Julie Voris, how many months in Success Club does she have? Like, it's an insane amount, but it's because she does the vital behaviors every single day. You know, the same thing I do in my business today, I did them the day I started coaching. It's just, I might have more success than someone else because I've been doing it for longer, or maybe I've been doing more of it or 10xing it. Like, we all do the same stuff. There's no secret. Like, we all are doing all of the same stuff. It's just how consistent are you?
I am so fired up right now. It's not even funny. Guys, here's the coolest part that I want you to remember. You are going to need calls like this that do fire you up, because you're not always going to feel 100% motivated. You're not always going to feel 100% excited. You're not always going to feel 100%, like Hailey said, that you want to show up every morning to be a client or a challenger, but you do it anyway. You're not always going to feel motivated. So ladies, I would love a tip from each of you before we wrap up this call on when you don't feel motivated, like, what are your tips? Because I know I hear that a lot from women. Like, I know I'll do that when, and I've heard from you already tonight, so much information, but like, what is one thing you'd say to someone, to a coach? What would you tell your coach that says, I'm just not feeling motivated, or I'm not getting the results that I want in X, Y, or Z? What would you say to them? What's your like truth love, tough love?
I'll go first. If someone comes to me and says that, I literally will say, go do personal development, because this business is not going to work for you unless you believe in yourself. You need to figure out why you are here, because that is why you're going to show up. I mean, you know, there were so many times in my business where after I decided, you know, I want to do this full time and retire my husband, there was like a solid year. Like, I was calculating out what would my hourly rate be if I was like working like if I had an hourly rate, and it was like less than $4 an hour. I'm like, why am I doing this? And it's because I had that vision and I knew it was possible. Other people
Less than minimum wage
to me what was possible, and my mindset was just, you know what? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I just need to keep showing up, because the one thing that all successful people have in common is they've never quit on themselves. It has always happened as long as they are consistent and they keep showing up. So if there's a day that you don't feel like doing it or feel like showing up, you need to figure out, why are you here? What are you working for? Because if you don't have that vision for what you want, like, there's nothing that's going to make you work. But if you have that reason where it's like, I'm literally willing to do anything, I am desperate to make this work, and you have that feeling, then the days where you don't feel like doing it, you still do it anyway. And it's just like it with our weight loss journey. You know, there's so many parallels between like your health and fitness and this business. You all showed up for a reason. You had a why that was bigger than, I want to fit into a smaller size pair of pants. You know, I know a lot of people and a lot of moms that I could talk to is, you know, I hate that I am in no pictures with my children. My kids will never have memories of me and them when they were newborns because of my insecurities. And that's why I show up. That why is so much deeper than, I want to lose 10 pounds. And you need to have that same why for your business, and you need to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe it's possible for yourself, it's not possible for you. You have to believe, like, I believe this business is possible for anyone, but it will never happen unless you believe it. Okay, I'm done.
There's the toxic positivity again.
You want me to go? So as much as, you know, I came out of the gate like, this is business. When I'm really having a tough time, or my coaches are having a tough time, I definitely go in for the heart, because I will go through the messages that I get that bring me to floods of tears of joy and total fulfillment that I will never get from any other job than this job. So when I have a woman who tells me that she started and could not walk up a flight of stairs before she started with me, and she has an entirely different life, I will show up for her today. If I am getting beaten up on Instagram, I don't care. You know why? I'm not talking to those haters. I am talking to that one woman who's given up, is desperate, doesn't
Me,
love
'cause
herself,
she blocked
I'm going to show
me.
up for her today. That is who I am talking to.
Cat
That's who my
blocked me.
coaches
I'm a
know
hater.
that they need to talk to. So if you can't show up for yourself today, you show up for that one woman who desperately needs you, because you can change someone's life in such a powerful way. And that is the beauty of this business. Yes, we will always show up. We will do the hustle. We will do it hard. But at the end of the day, we do get that payoff. We get that beautiful payoff from someone that truly you made a difference in their life. They're no longer taking medications. They are a better wife. They are a better mom. They're better to themselves. They have found self-love. They have found self-confidence, and you help them do that. Why would you not show up today for that? Why would you not?
And I'm just going to say, look in the mirror and ask yourself why you decided to start. Why? Think back to the day you messaged your coach and said, I want to start coaching. I want to start doing it. That day that you said that, and I know I said this earlier, but truly, like, you've got to think back to that day when you were thriving and you wanted to share. You couldn't hold back from sharing about what you were loving. You couldn't hold back from the way you were feeling. You couldn't hold back from the vision and the goals that you had with this business. And sometimes we get away from that. And so you just need to go back to the girl that messaged your coach that one day and said, I want to start coaching. I want to learn more about coaching, because you were thriving that day. You had the energy to want to. You had that vision in mind that day. And so just go back to that day.
I love that, guys, so much. Abigail, just
You
said
notice
you're all
nobody
incredible
asked
altars.
any
No one's
questions.
getting out of here without crying.
Nobody
Totally
asked any
agree.
questions.
Totally agree.
Or they,
guys, this was an incredible call. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your
well,
expertise.
they didn't even
This is
answer
gonna
any
be worth
questions.
a
They just
rewatch.
continued to talk about
It's going to be
themselves.
worth a rewatch. So appreciate you all so much. I'm so excited to watch you crush your goals and inspire your teams and rise.
Yeah, that there was the whole call. I think that call is pretty much like every other team call that all of these MLM teams and reps have with their teams. They have a little rah-rah. This is how you need to act and feel and think, and when you do it this way, then you're going to be successful in your business, and if you don't do it this way, then you're only to blame for not succeeding, because that's what they do when they use toxic positivity to twist in that guilt and that gaslighting to make you feel like if you just change that one thing, like they were saying, just change the one thing, that'll make the difference in your business succeeding. And I think it's pretty clear just how misleading and deceptive that is, because it's not that easy. Because I think a lot of us who are now out of our MLMs realize that no matter if we did every single thing and we changed as many things as we could, when things weren't working, it wasn't working because the system was designed for us to fail from the very start, right? That's all that I have for you all today. I have a couple more team calls that I'm going to react to coming up. I'm working on a problematic Beachbody coach series. I got a whole new setup, whole new camera setup, everything now. So I'm going to be making more content. I'm going to have at least one new video a week for you all. So just look forward to that. I know it's been a bit crazy and I've been running behind, but now that I've got everything worked out and I've got a good setup going, it's going to be a lot easier for me to create my content and get it out as soon as I can for you. And hey, I may even start going live over here as well if I can figure out how to work that. So thank you so much for coming and watching and reacting with me. Let me know what you guys think of what Kim and Kat and Tasha and Hailey had to say in that call today. I'm just so thankful to have you here and have you support me. Hope you will be back. If you enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I have my newest video out for you to watch. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. I will see you soon. Bye.